As we all know that proteins are the building blocks of body. Hence, to keep an eye on the proper structure and functioning of translated protein is of utmost significance. Therefore, in the field of molecular biology, Western blotting or Western hybridization is proved to be a boon to accomplish this task. Hello everyone, I am Dr. Deepika Jalania Tomar, welcomes you at Zulofy. In our last video lecture, we had discussed about southern blotting and northern blotting, and today we shall be discussing about western blotting. Western blotting is used to detect proteins, specific proteins in the sample of mixtures of protein. As that of southern and northern blotting, western hybridization or western blotting also use three elements to accomplish the task. That is separation of sample, which is a protein here, according to their size, and that is gel electrophoresis. Second, transferring this sample from gel to a blotting membrane, that is blotting. And third is marking the protein sample from specific probes. Marking the protein sample via specific probes. One thing to remember here is, as that in southern and northern blotting, we are using single-stranded DNA or RNA as a probe. But here in western blotting, instead of using DNA and RNA, we use antibodies as a probe. And we know that here in western blotting our sample is also a protein, and the antibodies which we are using as a probe is also a protein. Hence, due to this, western blotting is also called as immunoblot or protein immunoblotting. One important thing to keep in mind here is, in western blotting, probing is done twice. That is, we probe or we mark the sample of a protein by two different antibodies. That is, probing is done twice. Marking of protein sample with two different antibodies, which are called as primary and secondary antibodies. Primary antibodies or secondary antibodies. We will discuss this in detail as we move further in our lecture. Let's have a look at the protocol of western blotting now. The first step in the protocol of western blotting is gel electrophoresis, where separation of protein sample via gel electrophoresis. This is first step. Here, the separation of a sample is on the basis of first isoelectric on the basis of isoelectric or on the basis of molecular weight of a protein sample, and third on the basis of charge of a sample. Gel used here in gel electrophoresis is PAA gel, polyacrylamide gel, which is loaded with SDS. Here SDS is sodium dodecyl sulfate. SDS here acts as a buffer What are the main functions which are performed by SDS here is, SDS perform functions of SDS. First of all, SDS denatured the protein sample. Protein sample used here is in 3D state. We need to denature them, and this denaturation is done by SDS by breaking disulfide bonds. And further, SDS also maintain these protein into their denaturation state. The next function performed by SDS is it coat the protein sample with a negative charge, because in northern or southern blotting, DNA or RNA which we took as a sample was already negatively charged, but proteins may be positively, negatively or neutral. So to convert protein into negative charge, this process is done by SDS. It converts protein sample into negative charge. Because gel used in electrophoresis is positively charged, the sample has to be negatively charged, and this negative charge is imposed by SDS on the protein sample. The third is SDS also protect protein sample from proteases. Proteases is an enzyme which degrade a protein. So the proteins are protected by SDS from the degradation of proteases. These are the three functions which are performed by SDS in gel electrophoresis. And because the polyacrylamide gel here is loaded with SDS, so this type of gel electrophoresis is called as SDS page, which is sodium dodecyl sulfate polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis, which is sodium dodecyl sulfate polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. Another important thing to keep in mind here in the process of gel electrophoresis in the case of Western blotting is the amount of PAA gel determines the resolution of a sample. This is important, which is amount of PAA gel determines the resolution of gel. How? If concentration of PAA is high, it gives high resolution to low weight protein samples. And if the concentration of PAA is low, then this results in high resolution of high molecular weight proteins. Next step after SDA page or gel electrophoresis is blotting. Second step, blotting. The type of blotting which is used for protein is electroblotting. In which electric current is used. Electric current is used to pull negative protein sample from gel to blotting membrane. The interaction between the protein and the blotting membrane is on the basis of first hydrophobic interaction between protein sample and a blotting membrane, and second is charge interaction between proteins and blotting membrane. These two interactions are responsible for the binding of protein sample onto a blotting membrane by the process of electroblotting. Two types of blotting membrane are used here in Western blotting, and they are first nitrocellulose membrane and second is polyvinylidene difluoride membrane, which is also called as PVDF membrane. Nitrocellulose membrane has high affinity for proteins binding, but nitrocellulose membrane cannot be used for reprobing. As we discussed before, that in Western blotting, protein sample has to be probed two times via two different types of antibodies. So nitrocellulose, instead of having a high affinity for protein sample, it cannot allow reprobing because nitrocellulose membrane is fragile and brittle, so they cannot be used for reprobing. And due to this, PVDF membrane is favored over nitrocellulose membrane because they allow protein sample to reproduce by two different types of antibodies, that is primary antibodies and secondary antibodies. After the process of blotting, a special step of blocking is performed in Western blotting. Let's see what is the significance of this step. As we know that in Western blotting, sample is protein and prop is also a protein which is an antibody. And as I discussed before, the blotting membrane, which is nitrocellulose membrane, and PVDF membrane has high affinity for binding of protein. And these two are the proteins only. So to prevent antibody, which is a prop, to blotting membrane, so that only a protein sample will remain stuck to the blotting membrane, this step of blocking is performed. Where what happens is, or what is the protocol of blocking process is, here blotting membrane with sample is dipped in the solution of 3 to 5% bovine serum albumin, which is BSA, or instead of BSA we can also take fat-free milk, fat-free dry milk, plus TBS, which is tris buffered saline. The solution of 3 to 5% BSA and TBS is used in the process of blotting. The blotting membrane with the sample is dipped in this solution. TBS here is, tris is hydroxy methyl aminomethane. In TBS, tris stands for hydroxymethyl aminomethane, and the reason of using TBS here is it is isotonic. Second, it is non-toxic. And third, TBS does not change by the temperature of solution. These three are the reason why we use TBS as a buffer in blocking solution. So what this solution do is, the solution of BSA and TBS bind its protein to all the binding sites of blotting membrane. And this binding masks all the binding sites on blotting membrane so that a prop antibody will only bind to a protein of interest but not with a blotting membrane. That's all for this lecture. Till then, keep liking and sharing the videos of Zulophyte and subscribe to Zulophyte where you learn life. Thank you.